what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do, you're gonna have to excuse me too, I fell asleep last night, like, trying to edit my last video. I also fell asleep playing PUBG Mobile. Like, y'all, I've been really tired lately, and I woke up early this morning, so I'm tired now, so please excuse me. But, today we're gonna talk about drugs. We're gonna talk all about drugs, so it should be a lot of you that watch this video. First, I'm gonna tell you how my drug history went, you know what I mean? And you know, we'll break off from that a little bit and shit and say what's good and bad about it and whatever. We're gonna have fun together. So it was around I think 92. I think 92. Definitely wasn't 93. It was like 92, 91, 92. I think I started smoking weed. I remember the first day I ever smoked. I used to smoke with this guy, Bill. I'm not going to say his last name. Starts with a W. And he's real tall. And I made a video that he could really fuck a motherfucker up if he wanted to. He used to say, yo, I got some homegrown, let's smoke it. I found he was pulling leaves off his tree in his backyard, so he didn't have nothing. And I always started thinking I can't get high off weed. So we had weed, bud weed, and we smoked by my woods, by that laundromat that I said we had, and we used to all hang out. It was me, Brian, and Bill. You know, I'm not going to say the guy, Brian's last name, but he's a good dude. He's a good dude now, so if I had his permission, I'd say it. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. You all know him. All the people from my neighborhood know Brian. You know, Brian was a fighter. You know Brian. So it was us three. And I'm like, yo, I can't smoke. I can't get high. I can't get high till I just smoke. I take a hit. I blow it out. They're like, you feel anything? I'm like, no. I don't feel shit. I can't get high. It went around to me again. I took another hit. Blew it out, put it around, came to me again. I said, no more. No more. I'm fucked up right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And they were laughing at me, catching wreck with me. You know, it was regular shit. And the kid Bill was supposed to sleep over my house, or at least go to my house for a while and watch a movie and chill out until his mom picked him up. I forget which one it was. But the kid Brian bounced. And me and Bill walked back to my parents, right back to my parents. The whole time, like when we were leaving the woods, it looked like they were 50 miles ahead of me. So I'm like, yo, wait up, don't leave without me. And they were like right in front of me. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. So me and Bill make it back to my house, and we're watching TV. I'm Indian style right in front of the TV. Bill's close enough in front of the TV too. He's like, yo, I gotta call my parents. I'm not staying here. I'm out of here. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me, man? You said you were gonna stay here and you're gonna bounce? He's like, yo, I'm gonna bounce. I'm like, alright, man, do what you gotta do. Call his parents, and he got picked up, and I just chilled out. I just watched TV. You know, I wasn't paranoid. It was a good high. Good high. It was everything was weird, and I felt weird. Even my body felt good. And I enjoyed my first high. So that was it. That was my first high, and that was the age. But then like 13 came, and I started doing all the other shit. What the hell was around? Acid. Everybody was an acid dealer. I made a video about that. It was like 7 out of 10 people sold acid. I even was an acid dealer at one point. I started doing acid. Acid worked out well for me, except for the bad trips. Around 13, what else was there? You know, we were drinking. I was drinking alcohol, tons of alcohol. The deli right by me, it's not the same deli. He used to sell to us kids all the time. No problem. We'd walk out 40 ounces in bags, drink right in front of the deli. It wasn't a problem. Even buy cigarettes. None of it was a problem. So 14 was pretty much the same. You know, I was at Newfield High School by then. It was pretty much the same. We were all doing the same shit. And when about the weed, all you motherfuckers that were watching this that are from the neighborhood, I probably smoked with all of you, so you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Either out in the street or in school. So what's up with that? You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's watching it that I smoked with. But you know, around 15, I started doing ecstasy. This kid, Chris, I was hanging out with these guys that worked. I worked at Mather Hospital. I made $10.25 an hour. I was 15 years old, making that much money. I was either 15 or 16. I think I was 15. And it was crazy. I was a pot washer, and minimum wage at that time was like $5.25. So I was making almost double that. So I was doing good. They were working, so we were chilling, buy drugs and chill and drink beer. Sorry, I'm still congested too. I'm congested. I think I'm gonna open that window. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Please bear with me. Just opening up the window because I can't breathe. I'm congested. So that happens. And at 15, I do ecstasy for my first time. The kid Chris bought it for me. And my God, that shit was amazing. Amazing. That is easily my drug of choice. I guess if I do Molly will fall in the same category. But I've been locked up for so long, I haven't got a chance to try Molly yet. And I don't know who got it. You know, I don't do drugs, but you know what I'm saying. Ecstasy is my drug of choice. I love that feeling. So we chilled out, whatever, on ecstasy. I was doing E, and we decided one day to do coke. And I called my best friend. He's literally not the guy Matt. These guys, literally my best friend. He was my big brother in the outreach house when I was 15, and I'm 40 on the 29th, and we still talk. That's how much of friends we are. And I was like, yo, can you get coke? You know, we want to do some coke. He's like, I don't sell coke, I just sell bud. He wound up getting a 6 to life for selling a quarter key to an undercover detective twice. You know, like, so he blew up. Not bricklayer, but he blew up. He was almost a bricklayer. So he's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. And he wanted to call me back, and he's like, I got it. You know, it's going to be 60 a gram, though. I was like, all right, no problem. Met him. We got the gram. I don't know if he bought 1 gram or 2. I don't know, and I won't say because I don't want to lie on accident. Not sure. We got it, and we went back to the house where we used to hang out. We used to hang out at this kid Mark's house and drink, smoke, and do coke, all that. And I know it was expensive, a little expensive, but he had to gain a little bit of money for doing it, whether it's $10, $20, $30, whatever the fuck. And we all worked and we all chipped in. We did the coke, and the coke was amazing. Absolutely amazing. That feeling was a good feeling. I started playing chess non-stop. We wouldn't shut the fuck up. I would talk so much, I would say, yo, I'm so sorry, I'm talking a lot, and I know you want to talk. I'll shut up soon, but and I would go for another 30 minutes, you know what I mean? And people know what that's like, you know what I mean? That's talking and talking and talking. Shit was crazy. So that's what we started doing. At that age, we started buying tons of coke, couple of grams a day, 4, 3, 2 even, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, because we'd all throw in. And that guy started selling coke himself too because he knew we were always asking for it, and we paid a lot of money, and then he started building a clientele. So eventually coke for us got a little cheaper. It was still expensive. You start charging sometimes 40, but it was really 50 for a gram, you know what I mean? But that's a little lot. At the time, it was 2015, 1995. It was like 600, 700 or something for an ounce of coke. It was crazy. But we paid it anyway because all we had to do was chip in, and we got high. We loved it. We loved life. You know what I mean? We were getting fucked up. and we'd drink to come down. And after a while, I think 16, I started smoking dust, angel dust, around that time, I think. And we were smoking blunts of it, not full blunts of it, weed blunts with angel dust, inside it, dipped. Because I used to get the liquid dust, the Newport dipped in and pulled back so it all got wet. I never got the mint leaves. So we got the blunt, you break the cigarette pieces off, the cigarette, and mix it in with the weed, and we got high. We got fucked up. I'd smoke 2 cigarettes like it was nothing, but I'd get fucked up. I'm talking about spacebound, fucked up. And one time this guy, he came to my house, this guy Frank, what's up Frank? And he was selling me dust at that time. He gave me 2 for even $20, I think. And he's like, yo, be careful of this shit. This shit's real potent. I'm like, yeah, all right, no problem. He came to my house to do the deal. Pulled up the driveway and then left. I come in the house, my mom's like, what the fuck was that about? You made a drug deal? What are you doing? I'm like, yo, what I'm doing is none of your business. Let me go to my room. I went to my room. Wow, I'm sorry. I went to my room and I smoked the first one. And I got down to half of it. And I was like, yo, I am too fucked up. Let me put this out, listen to music, and lay down and just chill. Because I was fucked up. And I wake up in a hospital connected to a bunch of shit. I died, overdosed off angel dust. My mom comes in because she smelled the smell. And I was on the floor. She hit me at the door. She's like, John, get up. I didn't get up. She kicked me. She's like, John, get up. I didn't get up. She pushed me over. I was like blue. I was dead. You know what I mean? I never heard of someone dying from angel dust, but it happened to me. So she called the ambulance, and then she called the neighbor. The neighbor came down. He's a big guy, and he's a wonderful guy. I've known him since we lived here. Wonderful guy. And, they kept trying to resuscitate me the whole time. The whole time. They kept me going. My brain kept getting oxygen because of them. Because of my mom and the guy Ed. And then the ambulance came, took me, and brought me to the hospital. And I lived through it. Whatever. And I stopped smoking dust after that. Because if you kill me once, that's it. I'm done with you. So, around 17... all that shit was the same because, Special K, when I was working in the hospital, this guy was able to get K because he asked me what drugs did I do. I told him everything but K and mescaline. He's like, yeah, I can get K. You want K? I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, what are you trying to spend? I don't know. I was like, yo, give me a lot for $20, like a fat ass line. He's like, yo, for $20 more, I'll give you a full bottle of it. I was like, well, I want a full bottle of it. Fuck it. He told me how to cook it up. I do it on a spoon. You know what I mean? And I was getting bottles. Now they're like $200 or $150 each. I don't give a fuck. Back then I was getting them for $40 because they robbed at the time whatever the pet thing is, where doctors become like doctors for pets, where they got it from that place. They said they did at least. And it was only $40 for me. And I started doing Wild K and going to school with it, cooking it up in my school bag. Open up my school bag a little bit, cooking it up, and then scraping it on the desk, taking all the powder off, putting it in a bag or a piece of paper. And that was pretty much it. Enjoying life on K. That Special K was great, And after that, I met this girl, blah, blah, blah. I fell in love with her, blah, blah, blah. I was like 17 or 18, and we talked about having a kid and getting married. And I fell in love. I'll admit, I loved her at that time. Her name was Perry, but we went to the club together. Me, her, Phil. He's dead now, Phil. You guys know why, so I won't go into it. And I don't really care about it anyway, so it don't matter. Me, Phil, Matt, And we had like 4 people or some shit, and the girl, my girl. And when we came in, I told that because she knew the place. It was a place in East Quogue. She lived in East Quogue, so she knew the guy. We went in through the back door. She's like, yo. So I told her, yo, when we're in here, you do whatever you want. I know she ain't gonna fuck a guy right there. I was like, you dance with people, dance with guys, grind. I don't give a fuck. Enjoy yourself, because we were all on E, and me and everybody, we kept enjoying ourselves. Every once in a while, I see my girl, I danced with her a little bit, and I loved it. Brought her back to my house, and my parents found her because I snuck her through the window, or the front door, one of the two. And they confronted me and confronted her, and she admitted, she's like, I love your son. I'm going to marry your son. And my mom's like, why? He's on probation. He's going to get violated. All this shit. There was this big talk. And long story short, they let her sleep over because she convinced them how much she loved me, and I convinced them how much I loved her. So that was that. And I wound up violating probation. At the time, it was felony probation for burglary. So it was later on in life. I think I was 18 at that time. I committed a crime, though, when I was 17. It was with George B. That's the only beginning name I'll say. And this other stupid motherfucker. They told on me when they got arrested. And the cops came to me, and I got arrested, So I got put on felony probation for it, and because I was 18, so I violated, and I had to go to a program. I went to Daytop in Rhinebeck, New York, and I popped on a fucking coordinator who probably, if he got a little more time, would have kicked my ass, but I won that fight. You know what I mean? So they were going to press charges on me, but they didn't, assault charges. They threw me on the bus. I went to New York City, Manhattan, called my pop, had my pop and my uncle, who passed, had my uncle show up, and they brought me home. And I stayed home for a little bit. And then I went to Apple. Now it's Outreach House, but I went to Apple. And I went to the Hop Hop place for a little while. Then they put me in the one in the Hamptons. In the one in the Hamptons, one of the guys that told on me, he was a coordinator there. So I told the staff, yo, if that motherfucker even says anything to me, I'm going to knock him the fuck out. I don't know. I don't want to be here. So they put me in the Lake Ronkonkoma, and it was great. And when Phoenix House bought it, they made the right building, 21 and older, co-ed. The back was still mother and child. The left was 21 and under, for school. It was the academy. I finished school. I had a diploma at that time. And this girl, Simone, finished school and had a diploma at that time. So they had us be the overnight people where we'd make runs of the rooms, make sure people didn't split or commit suicide. And this guy the staff member there, we called him Cecil because he looked just like Cecil, looked just like him. He used to sleep in one of the rooms downstairs and, go to bed during the shift. So we had it to ourselves. We started fucking, me and this girl Simone. It was good. And I was a coordinator. I was a chief once in a while. I had the keys. They give the chiefs the keys. And I used to escort people not on visit, like if they have to go somewhere. And this guy, Ryan G., I used to escort him to the dentist. His mom would go there, and all he would get is his rubber bands replaced, which would take 20 minutes. And the mom would give us the car, and we would chill for like fucking 6 hours, you know what I mean? And we drank a 40, and we smoked a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, mixing those two and being sober that long, I started throwing up nonstop. Throwing up for like a long time. And we had to make it back to the, Phoenix House. So eventually, I was good enough to where we were able to go to his house, so his mom could drive us back to Phoenix House. But I looked like a ghost. You know what I mean? I looked like shit. So we went back to the place, and the staff even said something to me. They're like, "Are you all right? You don't look all right." I was like, yeah, I've been sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't feel good. They're like, do you do heroin? I'm like, nah, I never did. Never did heroin. And that's the God's honest truth. So, they searched us both. We were good, and that was fine. We had like a meeting, like a house meeting or something. I went up to my room, went to bed for the night. Nobody ever bothered me. I was a coordinator. I could do what the fuck I want. You know what I mean? So that was that. And I split that place again. You know what I mean? For the Matrix. The Matrix came out and I didn't want to go back. I did the jail time. I lost that girl Perry because of all that time. She said she didn't want to go through it. Whatever. Fuck her. I don't give a fuck. She was fucking other people probably at her house when she was with me. I don't know, but probably. So fuck her. And around 21, 22, I used to hang out. Me and my son Adam, we used to hang out a lot, do coke and do weed. And we started selling drugs. We started selling weed. And me, not weed. Adam always sold, but I started selling too. Kind bud, exotics, really good regs, because back then you could get regs. Now you can't. Now you gotta go to the hood to get regs. Now, like, regs is hydroponic, you know what I mean? Exotics is the way to go. Kush, purple, all that shit. And I was selling with this other guy, John, and me and him were working together, and we'd sell a pound a week. You know what I mean? That's not a ton of weed, but we'd sell a pound a week. You know what I mean? And, with us smoking too, but we would sell a pound a week, and then we'd pick up off Adam. We were doing good. I was making money, making a lot more money because I was working and not spending it on weed. So I was doing good. You know what I mean? And 22, I found my wife. I'm divorced now, but I found my wife. Fell in love with her. Found her on the street. She hollered, "Yo, holla!" When it was me and my son John driving around Selden. I was right by the 7-Eleven. It was her and this girl, Joanne. And I was like, "Yo, I want the girl with the black hair." And John's like, "All right, I'll take the one with the blonde." And we hung out, and the blonde just was all over me like she wanted me. So I told John, I was like, "Yo, you take the girl with the black hair, I'll take the blonde." And, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story. We had fun. A couple times we hung out, and we started dating. That's it. We started dating. And after 9 months, I got her pregnant. I was living at her house. I got her pregnant. And I was like, I'm going to do the right thing. I want to marry you. And I married her. We got married. And, had the baby. Things were going good for a while. Then they weren't. And we got divorced. So that was it. But drugs. I was doing the coke. Oh, I think there was a point, I don't remember what age, around that age, probably around 2005 when we split up. I left my apartment, whatever. And I was like, every time I do coke, I sniffle a lot. I have to because I'll get this drip or it'll be white around the sides, And I know I'm sniffling now, but I'm out on nothing, believe me. And I was like, yo, why don't I just cook it myself and smoke the shit? It's the same shit. I'm not adding more drugs to it. I'm just smoking my drugs. So I found out how to cook crack on a spoon. I put a gram, put a little baking soda, a little drop or two of water, cook it up, let it bubble up, and then it bubble down, and then you'd see yellow on the bottom. That was the oil, the crack oil. I would take a penny and scrape all that off. Boom, 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 boom. And I had a nice piece on the penny. Crack. So I started smoking crack. And you guys could say on comments, you're a crackhead, whatever. I at least admit I smoked crack. I don't right now. I don't anymore. But I used to. But to me, that was just smoking coke. You know what I mean? I was cooking up myself. And there's a difference between a smoker and a crackhead. It matters how you represent yourself and how you dress. You know what I mean? And real crackheads, you know the real crackheads. Because you could say, that guy's a crackhead without seeing him doing drugs. You know what I mean? But So I was doing crack for a while, and eventually I started doing heroin. You know, through I'm not gonna say who, but through a friend, through my friend, I started doing heroin, just sniffing it, and he eventually told me to bang it. He banged it for me. I loved it, and then I learned how to bang. I was so good, I was better than a phlebotomist. I could throw a needle in the sky and catch it in my vein in my arm right here with the lights off. I was great, you know what I mean? I started shooting dope, and I got up to the least amount was 2 bundles a day. I know there's people that done sleeves and 2 sleeves. I know, believe me, I know there's people that do a lot more, but that's still a lot. I had to do 20 bags of coke a day. Four times 5 bags of dope, or 5 times 4 bags of dope. I had to do it. So I was selling cars at that time, buying and selling cars off eBay, making really good money. But the coke was killing me. The dope was killing me, the amount I was buying. So eventually I was like, yo, let me rob a house. I robbed my girl, this girl. I was dating this young girl at the time. She was real young. You know, she was legal, but real young. And I robbed her neighbor. I think I did a movie about this. I robbed a bunch of places, got arrested. This was in '09, and did 3 years for it. And came home at the very end of '11. Got arrested again in March, and then did Willard. Came home, got arrested again for cutting my GPS device off. You know, not arrested, violated. So I got violated for that. While I was on the violation, I got hit with another burglary that came up from my DNA for cutting my hand on a window when I broke it and unlocked it and pulled it through. I was wearing gloves, but it was the part where I pulled the glove back and it cut that part. It was a small cut, but it was bleeding a lot, and I thought I made sure I didn't drop a single drop of blood, and I didn't think they would call crime scene investigation for house burglary. You know what I mean? But this is Long Island. They got money, so they did. So I did that consecutive. So I basically did almost 6 years on a 5-year bid, because I maxed out on 5 years. I didn't give a fuck about nothing, fighting and other shit. I didn't care about nothing. And what do you call it? When I came home in August of 2018, I started this channel, and this channel was starting to slowly, you know, get views and subscribers, and I was happy about it. People were talking to me, and then March I got arrested. I made the video about how I got arrested. I got arrested in March 2019, and I just came home. Just came home a couple last month. You know, I was killed, of course, during that violation. You guys know I made a movie, but that's about the drugs. You know, I'm on narcotics now. I'm on Suboxone, Klonopin. You know, those are narcotics. I'm getting Adderall or something, because I used to be on Adderall. I'm getting something like Vyvanse or Adderall, something for my ADD, because I got brain damage. I'm fucked up, so I'll be on that. But right now, I'm on narcotics. I'm not even abusing them. I can show them to you right now and count them out, which is boring, so I won't do it. And everything's legit. Everything. You know, I just take it as you're supposed to. You know what I mean? And I'm also on gabapentin, which I know people love. I don't abuse that. That helps me. It saves my life from having seizures. Plus the Keppra, you know. And I take the sodium, which is salt. I take 3 grams 3 times a day for my brain injury, my brain damage. I don't produce it, and I'll die if I don't take it. You know, just stuff like that. That's medical shit, and I made a movie about that. I wanted to talk about drugs, and I used to smoke and do a whole bunch of shit with most of you guys, so you guys know about all this shit. We used to hang out by the 7-Eleven, Pond Pass 7-Eleven, Old Town 7-Eleven, and the Woods, and Stuyvesant Park. You know I'm naming the areas, you know what I'm saying? And that Woods on the way to King Cullen. And you know it, and you know the drugs, man. A lot of you guys quit and made big, big successes of yourself. Some people struggled and didn't. I struggled and didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still working on getting my life together. But that's it. That's about drugs. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If someone has a story for me they want me to tell specifically, that knows me, that remembers the story, I'll tell it. I don't care how embarrassing it is. I'll tell it. So, bye for now.